Guys, deluded, I'm back again. You choosing golokante. In fact, we're here to speak about Kante, ironically. Long before there was Kante, there was Makelele. And I think it's time to have this discussion with you guys. I've had it continuously with friends and family and acquaintances and things like that. With people younger than me, with people older than me, many years older than me that have seen everything. And nobody has an answer in regards to Makelele versus Kante. Nobody knows which one is better. Nobody really can say honestly who is better. Now, and it does polarize me because on one hand, I believe you've got to respect the game. You've got to respect the pioneers. You've got to respect what they have done, the platform certain players have done, allowing other players to take advantage of. Makelele, a pioneer. You see what he did at Madrid. He won stuff with Madrid. He was in a team with Zidane, Herrero, and many other stars. And he is the first player they praise. He is the player they call the most important. He is the player they said without him they couldn't achieve anything. Why? Because he does the dirty work, composing tackler. Great positioning wise. Was his passing expansive? No, but he definitely had more about him as a footballer than people give him credit for, just simply as this destroyer. They were his primary strengths, but he was good in tight spaces, for example. Obviously, pioneer, the Makelele role. We all know what the Makelele role was. Probably best remembered for his Madrid, but I don't want to say he was past it at Chelsea, but it was what he was clearly getting on a bit. Still bossed it. Part of that side that had Robin, Cole, and all them players when Jose got 90 plus points in 04. So it's no coincidence that he does his thing at Chelsea and does his thing delivering Jose Mourinho's first title. If you remember his days at Celta Vigo or something like that, those of you old enough, he done his thing there as well. So yeah, obviously the only thing he couldn't do was score a goal. He was a baller. Like he was an ever present in two big sides. Like he was key. He was key to the champs in 01, 02 or whenever it was. He's obviously won 2 La Liga titles. He was key to 2 league titles at Chelsea, if I can remember correctly. Forgive me if my stats are off, including the 90 plus points. You've got to respect him. He's won more or less everything, essentially. World Cup finalist in 06. But then you've got to look at Kante. So you hear what I said, people, about I believe you've got to respect the pioneers. But on the other hand, I do believe a lot of people, myself included me, we seem to just rate the older lot for the sake of rating it. And I don't mean that we're rating players we ain't watched and stuff like that. We seem to give it to the guys that were before and don't really want to. I know you guys understand what I mean in the sense that we don't really want to give the new age lot. It's always, let's wait, let's do this, let's do that. But then you've got to realise Kante's quality. I told people Kante is not a one-season wonder. You could see a man's a baller. Obviously, you can say Makelele's won everything in club football. Kante's got a World Cup starring in that. Where was Kante 5 years ago? This is what makes it crazier. In 3 years, he's won an FA Cup. He's won 2 Premier Leagues. He's won the World Cup. He's won in less than 3 years. Well, 3 years more or less. Less than 3 years. More than some people ever win in their lifetime. Like I said, where was he 5 years ago? He's fought from adversity. It looks like he's always been playing at this level. And not only that, you consider the evolution of Kante. He started off as this box-to-box midfielder, defensive mid, if you want to class it that. Wasn't exactly a DM, but in the sense that his primary job, recovering the ball, breaking it down and giving it to the players that do the more glamorous stuff. He still does a lot of that now. But if you saw with Kante, he started to stay up the pitch a bit higher and recover the ball a bit higher versus Leicester being a bit more reserved and waiting it till it comes in the midfield third. He also, because Kante alluded to it, he said he had to improve his technical ability, and he kind of has. He's starting to try and offer more technically. Down to Sarri, who said the same, and you actually see Kante, one of the highest midfielders now, pressing and getting into goal-scoring positions and things like that when he shouldn't be there. There's not a big game Kante hasn't starred in. I mean, he's won 2 league titles, main player in both, helping both win the title. And there's no way you can't. Obviously, if I'm a manager, I want to. In fact, not even as a manager, there's no way of quantifying which is a better achievement. Chelsea's 90 plus points. Leicester winning the league. So I don't sound biased. Arsenal's invincibles on the basis that they're all great achievements. But how do you quantify Leicester in the sense that no one expected them to do it? No disrespect to the players, but at the time the players were somewhat nobodies essentially. The money they spent in regards to the rest of the Premier League, they weren't really at it. They can't really control the other Premier League clubs not being in the best of form. But it was a great Mighty Ducks Disney Channel sort of story sort of thing in going against the millions that other clubs are spending. That is a great achievement. If you're going against Arsenal, who are spending way more than you, United, triple what you're spending, City, etc., that's a fantastic achievement. So how can you really quantify and say that's a lesser achievement than Arsenal's Invincibles or Chelsea's 90 plus points? They're all great achievements. I mean, for Ranieri and all of them, man, they wouldn't like. It is a great achievement. So I don't think it's fair to you can't. I can't really sit here and dismiss what he did at Leicester versus Chelsea's 90 plus points that Makelele was a part of. He then went and won the league again. So it's a tough one for me. It's a real tough one for me personally, people, because I think it's a legit debate that can happen. Obviously, Kante isn't finished in his playing career, but I do think it's a legit debate to happen. Like, it really is. For me, sooner or later, surely PSG or Madrid come for Kante, because no disrespect to Chelsea, they've won league titles. They're a way more competitive club than us, but he's an elite baller. One of the best midfielders in the world. For me, top five. I mean, give or take him, Modric, and insert your other examples. Tony Kroos, your other examples. I'll put Busquets there as well. So by that logic, if Chelsea aren't trying to win champs and that, sooner or later, surely Kante keeps it moving. That's not a disrespect to Chelsea, but just on the basis that Madrid and PSG and to a degree Barca, I can't believe Barca aren't really pressing the issue, considering who they're being linked with and things. Hopefully they get Frankie de Jong if Arsenal can't. But yeah, I think both are quite underrated technically, in the sense that Kante and Makelele are never expansive passers. They're never going to be Cesc Fabregas and that, but they had more about them than just this police sort of done winning the ball back and clamping guys and things like that. It's a legit debate to happen. If I'm honest, I'm sitting on the fence, because part of me says it's Kante, part of me says you got to respect Makelele and remember exactly what he was doing. But I'm not too sure, my people, then, man. That's where I hope you help. So yeah, if you wish, get in the comments and give me your opinions. Subscribe and do the rest, man. I hope I've given you guys some decent content. But for now, I've got to keep it stepping, people. Guys, deluded. Get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest. I'm out.